And you would imagine that, like, Frank Sinatra would probably be a terrible guy to piss off because he probably can contact some people.
Do you know who the Rat Pack really were? For decades, the name has become synonymous with old Hollywood glamour, unforgettable performances, and some of the biggest entertainers America has ever produced. The Rat Pack was far more than just a group of famous friends. They were a cultural phenomenon that dominated music, film, television, and live entertainment, setting a standard for charisma and style that few have ever matched. The lineup most people remember consisted of Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, Sammy Davis Jr., Peter Lawford, and Joey Bishop. However, the original Rat Pack actually formed years earlier around Hollywood legend Humphrey Bogart, alongside close friends and frequent guests such as Errol Flynn, Robert Mitchum, Nat King Cole, and Tony Curtis.
Didn't hang out, played his golf, went home, did his shows. I did many Dean Martin shows. And he wasn't the kind of guy that, come on, let's have dinner. He wasn't that kind of guy.
Over time, the group evolved, and by the early 1960s, Sinatra's version of the Rat Pack had become legendary. Their appearances in Las Vegas, blockbuster films, and unforgettable stage performances turned them into icons whose influence can still be felt today. Although every member of the Rat Pack has now passed away, their stories continue to fascinate millions around the world. Behind the effortless charm, expensive suits, and packed theaters were lives filled with extraordinary triumphs, heartbreaking setbacks, personal struggles, and unforgettable moments that shaped entertainment history. How did each member of the Rat Pack spend their lives? What made them become legends? And how did each of their remarkable journeys finally come to an end? Let's take a closer look at the incredible lives, careers, and final days of these unforgettable entertainers. Frank Sinatra. Francis Albert Sinatra was born on December 12, 1915, in Hoboken, New Jersey. The son of Italian immigrants, Frank grew up in modest surroundings like many first-generation American families of the era. Even as a young boy, he displayed an extraordinary fascination with music. He admired the great vocalists of his time, including Bob Eberly, Bing Crosby, Gene Austin, and Russ Columbo, while the sound of big band jazz completely captured his imagination.
But
Frank loved him?
tremendously, tremendously. And Dean didn't like the limelight, you know. He really didn't like the limelight.
Everything changed when Frank turned 15. His uncle Domenico gave him a ukulele, a simple gift that would unknowingly alter the course of his life. Frank quickly taught himself to play, performing at family gatherings and neighborhood events where his remarkable voice immediately drew attention. It was during those early performances that he realized music wasn't just a hobby, it was his future. Without formal training, Sinatra developed into a talented singer through determination and countless hours of practice. During the 1930s, he performed with several bands, steadily building a reputation for his smooth vocals and unmistakable style.
Could go there every night at a certain
Eventually,
time.
yeah.
Is that where it was?
One of them.
And Dean would be there eating alone.
Yeah.
And you were hesitant to go over and say hello. This was after his son died, and he was very much
That's
into
right.
his son.
As soon as
By the 1940s, he had become one of America's biggest musical stars, captivating audiences across the country. The following decade brought even greater success as Hollywood embraced him, launching an acting career that produced countless memorable films. His confidence, charm, and timeless elegance made him the perfect figure to lead what would become the most famous version of the Rat Pack. After an extraordinary career that lasted more than 6 decades, Frank Sinatra passed away on May 14, 1998, in Los Angeles after suffering 2 heart attacks. His music, films, and unmistakable voice ensured that his legacy would continue long after his final performance. Before we continue exploring the lives and final chapters of the other Rat Pack members, take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and let us know in the comments which member of the Rat Pack has always been your favorite. Now, let's continue. Dean Martin.
but I'm not a boozer, not an alcoholic or anything like that. But
If Frank Sinatra was the chairman of the Rat Pack, Dean Martin was undoubtedly its coolest member. Nicknamed the King of Cool, Dean possessed a relaxed confidence that made everything he did appear effortless. Like Sinatra, he found tremendous success as both a singer and an actor, becoming one of the defining entertainers of his generation. Dean Martin was born on June 7, 1917, in Steubenville, Ohio. Before fame ever found him, he lived a life far removed from Hollywood. He worked a variety of demanding jobs, including bootlegging during Prohibition, laboring in a steel mill, dealing cards as a casino croupier, and even stepping into the boxing ring as a welterweight sparring partner. Those experiences gave him the tough, easygoing personality that audiences would later come to love. Eventually, Dean discovered that music offered a far brighter future. He began singing with local bands before establishing himself as a solo performer, quickly earning attention for his rich, relaxed voice. In the 1940s, his career changed forever when he met comedian Jerry Lewis. Together, they formed one of the most successful comedy duos in entertainment history, packing theaters and captivating audiences across America. Their enormous popularity soon opened the doors to Hollywood, where Dean Martin became a familiar face in both film and television, beginning the remarkable career that would ultimately make him one of the most beloved members of the Rat Pack.
As soon as the boy was killed, the shoulders dropped. I call it the shoulders dropped.
By the 1950s, Dean Martin had become one of the biggest names in American entertainment. Whether audiences watched him on the big screen, tuned into television, or listened to his smooth recordings, his popularity seemed to grow every year. His effortless charm and relaxed sense of humor made him a natural television personality, eventually leading to his own hugely successful variety program, The Dean Martin Show. Week after week, millions of viewers welcomed him into their homes, making him one of the most recognizable entertainers in the country. It was during this golden era that Dean Martin formed a close friendship with Frank Sinatra. The two stars shared a similar sense of humor, a love of performing, and an easy chemistry that audiences couldn't get enough of. Alongside Sammy Davis Jr., Peter Lawford, and Joey Bishop, they created the legendary Rat Pack, becoming the defining faces of Las Vegas entertainment during the 1960s. Together, they combined music, comedy, and film into a style that has rarely been matched. In 1993, Dean Martin received devastating news when he was diagnosed with lung cancer. As his health steadily declined, he quietly withdrew from public life, choosing to spend his remaining time away from the spotlight that had followed him for decades. On Christmas Day, December 25, 1995, Dean Martin passed away at the age of 78. The official cause of death was acute respiratory failure resulting from emphysema. His unmistakable voice, effortless wit, and timeless cool continue to make him one of the most beloved entertainers in American history.
the only reason I work is to provide for my family.
Sammy Davis Jr. If anyone embodied determination and perseverance, it was Sammy Davis Jr. The word Trailblazer describes him perfectly. Born on December 8, 1925 in New York City, Sammy entered show business almost before he could read. At just 3 years old, he was already performing in vaudeville alongside his father, growing up on stage instead of in a traditional classroom.
And Sammy, did you know Sammy well?
Yes, but not on a one-on-one basis. We didn't hang out, but he knew me very well, and I knew him very well.
Following his service in the United States Army during the Second World War, Sammy returned to entertainment with renewed determination. He quickly built a reputation as an extraordinary performer who could seemingly do everything. He sang, danced, acted, impersonated celebrities, and captivated audiences with an energy that few entertainers could match. Nightclubs across America eagerly booked him, while critics praised his remarkable versatility. The 1950s marked the beginning of his Hollywood breakthrough. As his film and television career flourished, Sammy also became an important figure in breaking racial barriers within the entertainment industry. At a time when many black performers were expected to accept degrading stereotypes, Sammy refused to limit himself. His talent earned him leading roles and widespread respect, helping pave the way for future generations of black entertainers. It was also during this period that he became close friends with Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, Peter Lawford, and Joey Bishop. Together, they formed the Rat Pack, bringing their unforgettable chemistry to films such as Ocean's 11, Sergeant's 3, and Robin and the Seven Hoods. Sammy's incredible stage presence and unmatched versatility made him an essential part of the group's success. Sadly, Sammy Davis Jr. battled throat cancer during the final years of his life. On May 16, 1990, he passed away at the age of 64 due to complications from the disease.
Would you have been part of the Rat Pack? Would you have loved that?
Well, I was in a way. I
know
was
you were.
in the
That's what I
steam
meant.
room. They called me, Frank gave me a bathrobe called the Rhino.
Although his life ended far too soon, his influence on American entertainment remains enormous. He is remembered not only as one of the greatest performers of the 20th century, but also as a pioneer who opened doors for countless artists who followed. Peter Lawford. Peter Lawford was born Peter Sidney Ernest Allen in London, England on September 7, 1923. Coming from a family with ties to the British aristocracy, his childhood was anything but ordinary. His family traveled extensively throughout Europe and eventually the United States, exposing him to different cultures from an early age. Everything changed with the outbreak of the Second World War. While visiting America, Peter and his family suddenly found themselves unable to return home. Much of their money remained trapped in Britain, forcing the young Lawford to take on a variety of jobs simply to help support himself. Eventually, his passion for acting led him to Hollywood, where he worked in a movie theater while searching for opportunities in front of the camera. Like many aspiring actors, Peter began his career as an extra before slowly earning larger roles. His breakthrough arrived in 1945 when he landed the leading role in Son of Lassie, opening the door to a successful career with MGM.
We, the unwilling, led by the unknowing, are doing the impossible for the ungrateful. We have done so much for so long with so little. We are now qualified to do anything with nothing.
Throughout the late 1940s and 1950s, he appeared in numerous popular films, including My Brother Talks to Horses. It happened in Brooklyn alongside future Rat Pack leader Frank Sinatra, Good News, Royal Wedding, You for Me, and Rogue's March. Television also became an important part of his career. Peter appeared in well-known programs such as Alfred Hitchcock Presents, Jane Wyman Presents the Fireside Theater, Screen Directors Playhouse, and Playhouse 90, further establishing himself as one of Hollywood's dependable leading men. In 1959, Frank Sinatra personally invited Peter Lawford to join the Rat Pack. His charm, sophisticated image, and natural chemistry with the group made him an ideal addition. He appeared alongside the other members in Ocean's 11, helping cement the Rat Pack's legendary status. Peter Lawford passed away in Los Angeles on Christmas Eve, December 24, 1984. He was 61 years old, and the official cause of death was cardiac arrest, bringing an end to a career that had spanned more than 4 decades. Joey Bishop. Joseph Gottlieb, later known professionally as Joey Bishop, was born on February 3, 1918 in the Bronx, New York. After serving in the United States Army during the Second World War, he discovered that making people laugh came naturally. He began performing as a stand-up comedian, eventually adopting the stage name Joey Bishop as he worked his way through clubs and theaters across the country. His sharp wit and quick improvisation soon caught the attention of television producers. Joey became a frequent guest on some of America's biggest programs, including The Ed Sullivan Show, The Dinah Shore Chevy Show, The Tonight Show with Jack Parr, and later The Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson. His growing popularity eventually earned him his own sitcom, The Joey Bishop Show, during the early 1960s, further establishing him as one of television's most recognizable comedians. Hollywood soon followed. Joey joined Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, Sammy Davis Jr., and Peter Lawford in Ocean's 11, becoming one of the 5 iconic members of the Rat Pack. He reunited with the group in Sergeant's 3, while also sharing the screen with Dean Martin in Texas Across the River. Over the following decades, Joey continued acting in films including Who's Minding the Mint, Valley of the Dolls, The Delta Force, Betsy's Wedding, and Mad Dog Time, building a career that extended well beyond the Rat Pack years. Joey Bishop remained active in television long after the Rat Pack's golden years had passed. Audiences continued to enjoy his appearances in popular series including Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In, Chico and the Man, The Jacksons Variety Show, Murder, She Wrote, and Glory Years. Even as entertainment changed around him, Joey's quick wit and effortless comedic timing never disappeared. On October 17, 2007, Joey Bishop passed away in Newport Beach, California, at the age of 89. The official cause of death was multiple organ failure. With his passing, the final surviving member of the classic Rat Pack was gone, marking the end of one of the most influential groups in entertainment history. The trials and tribulations of the Rat Pack. From the outside, the Rat Pack appeared to live perfect lives. They filled concert halls, sold millions of records, starred in blockbuster films, and became symbols of glamour, confidence, and effortless success. On stage, their chemistry looked completely natural, and audiences believed their friendship was unbreakable. But behind the spotlight, their personal lives were often far more complicated than most people realized. Although they shared unforgettable moments together, disagreements and personal tensions occasionally surfaced. One of the best-known examples involved Frank Sinatra and Joey Bishop. As Joey's television career reached new heights, his growing success also brought greater confidence. At one point, Joey reportedly insisted on traveling separately from the rest of the group by private jet. Frank Sinatra worried that fame was beginning to change his longtime friend. He advised Joey not to let success inflate his ego or distance him from the others. Joey didn't appreciate the advice. Years later, he recalled that Sinatra acted more like a strict secretary than a friend. He also admitted that being part of the Rat Pack sometimes became frustrating. Many people assumed his career existed only because Sinatra had invited him into the group, overlooking the years he had spent building a successful comedy career on his own. Joey believed he had earned his place through talent and hard work, not luck. Sadly, the disagreement between the two men was never fully resolved before the end of their lives. For Sammy Davis Jr., the greatest challenges extended far beyond professional rivalries. Despite becoming one of the most talented entertainers in America, he spent much of his life confronting relentless racism. He regularly headlined some of the country's biggest nightclubs, yet many venues still forced him to enter and leave through back entrances so he wouldn't be seen alongside white guests. Even after delivering standing ovations, he was often prohibited from socializing with the very audiences who had just applauded him. His personal life also placed him at the center of enormous controversy. Sammy married Swedish actress May Britt during a period when interracial marriage remained illegal in many parts of the United States. Their relationship sparked fierce public criticism and widespread hostility. According to numerous accounts, President John F. Kennedy even requested that Sammy not perform at his inaugural celebration because of concerns surrounding the political reaction to the marriage. Later, Sammy began dating actress Kim Novak, creating another public scandal in an era of intense racial prejudice. The relationship reportedly angered powerful figures connected to organized crime, and Sammy received frightening death threats demanding that he end the romance. Fearing for both of their lives, he reluctantly broke off the relationship. Friends later said the experience left him deeply heartbroken and contributed to a period of severe depression. Peter Lawford faced struggles that were less public but no less significant. A serious injury had permanently damaged his right hand, something he worked hard to conceal throughout much of his acting career. Earlier in life, the outbreak of the Second World War had also left his family stranded in the United States, cutting them off from much of their wealth in England. As the decades passed, Peter gradually became known more for his celebrity connections and membership in the Rat Pack than for the successful acting career he had spent years building. Dean Martin endured perhaps the most devastating personal tragedy of any Rat Pack member. In 1987, his beloved son, Dean Paul Martin, was killed when the military jet he was piloting crashed during a training flight. Friends and family noticed an immediate change in Dean afterward. The normally relaxed entertainer became increasingly withdrawn, rarely appeared in public, and never fully recovered from the loss. Many believe that heartbreak remained with him for the rest of his life. Frank Sinatra also fought battles that were invisible to most of the public. Throughout different periods of his life, he struggled with depression and reportedly survived multiple suicide attempts during his younger years. At the same time, his fame attracted constant attention from both the FBI and organized crime figures. Investigators closely monitored Sinatra because of his alleged connections to powerful individuals, while his outspoken opposition to racial discrimination often placed him under additional scrutiny during an already turbulent era. Despite these personal hardships, professional rivalries, and heartbreaking losses, the members of the Rat Pack never stopped entertaining audiences. Together and individually, they transformed American music, film, television, and live performance, leaving behind a body of work that continues to inspire new generations decades later. As we look back on the remarkable lives of the Rat Pack, it's easy to understand why their legacy has endured for so many decades. They weren't simply famous entertainers. They represented an era when music, film, comedy, and live performance came together in a way that felt effortless. Each member brought something unique to the group. Frank Sinatra had the unmistakable voice and commanding presence. Dean Martin brought effortless charm and laid-back humor. Sammy Davis Jr. amazed audiences with talent that seemed to have no limits. Peter Lawford added sophistication and Hollywood elegance, while Joey Bishop's quick wit tied the group together with laughter. Yet what makes their story so fascinating isn't just the success they achieved. It's the obstacles they overcame along the way. Behind the glamorous photographs, sold-out performances, and unforgettable films were real people dealing with heartbreak, personal loss, prejudice, illness, and complicated friendships. Their lives remind us that even the biggest stars aren't immune to life's greatest challenges. Decades after their final performances, the Rat Pack continues to influence entertainers around the world. Their songs are still played on the radio and streamed by millions. Their movies continue to introduce younger generations to the golden age of Hollywood. Their style, confidence, and chemistry have inspired countless performers who came after them. Even today, when people think of classic Las Vegas entertainment, timeless charisma, and old Hollywood glamour, the Rat Pack is usually the first name that comes to mind. That naturally raises an interesting question. Could a group like the Rat Pack ever exist again? The entertainment industry has changed dramatically since the 1960s. Social media, streaming platforms, and around-the-clock celebrity coverage have transformed the way audiences connect with stars. Performers today reach larger audiences than ever before, but the sense of mystery and exclusivity that surrounded the Rat Pack has largely disappeared. Their friendships, rivalries, and larger-than-life personalities became legendary because they happened during a very different era of entertainment. Some people believe no modern group will ever capture the same magic. Others think today's biggest actors, musicians, and comedians simply create that magic in different ways. There may never be another Rat Pack exactly like Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, Sammy Davis Jr., Peter Lawford, and Joey Bishop, but every generation creates its own icons who leave a lasting mark on popular culture. Now, we'd love to hear what you think. Are you a longtime fan of the Rat Pack? Which member was your favorite, and whose story impacted you the most? More importantly, do you believe there's a modern-day group of entertainers that truly compares to what the Rat Pack accomplished? Or do you think their unique combination of talent, friendship, and cultural influence can never be recreated? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We always enjoy reading your opinions, and many of the best discussions happen there after each video. If you enjoyed this look back at the lives and final days of the Rat Pack, please take a moment to give this video a like. It really helps support the channel and lets us know you'd like to see more stories about the legends who shaped Hollywood history. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss our upcoming videos exploring the lives, careers, triumphs, and untold stories of entertainment's greatest icons. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, we'll see you in the next video.